Okay guys, I've put 2 coats of the AK Interactive heavy chipping acrylic fluid all over all the components of the Leviathan Dreadnought that I want to create the chipping effect on. So I've not done the flamers because they're not going to have a chipping effect on them, but I have done the head and the carapace. You can see the shininess of the fluid on there, both arms clearly, and the body itself, you can see it shining. So it's just drying, and once it's dry, only takes about 20 minutes, if that. It's quite a warm day today though, so maybe 15 minutes. I can get the Rakarth flesh on there, and I'm going to show you what that looks like when I've done that. Okay guys, we're back again, and this is a couple of coats of Rakarth flesh over the model. So you can see a couple of thin coats through the airbrush. Yeah, so I've just covered all of the bits. Done the Leviathan himself. So basically what I'm going to do now is select the little bits I want to be green. The Death Guard is accented with green stripes or green shoulder pads, or whatever. So I'm going to choose which bits I want green, and then I'm going to airbrush those in or paint those in, one of the two. Then I'm going to highlight the Rakarth flesh with Pallid Witch flesh. Again, just sort of top highlights and sharp edges and stuff. Again, all through the airbrush, because and again, it doesn't really matter because we're going to make a hot mess of it when we start chipping it effectively. So I'm going to go away and do that, add the green bits. What I'm probably going to do, because he's sort of tantamount to a human, you know, he's got 2 arms, 2 legs, a head and a body. I'll probably stick with the same sort of colour scheme, so I'll probably do his shoulder pads green, and we'll go from there. Might do his knee pads green. Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 of these to be fair, so I'll probably paint them up a little bit differently. On the next one I might do some green stripes or do these carapace or body sections green, but I'm going to keep this one predominantly sort of, you know, marbly white, as it were. So yeah, I'm going to paint all that in and bring it to a stage then where we are going to chip it. So I'm going to go away and do all the painting, and then I'll get back to you before we start chipping, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, we've kind of got to a stage where we're factory fresh now with this Leviathan Dreadnought. Gone in and done the marbly white sections and highlighted them up with Pallid Witch flesh. No other detailing done as yet. And again, the top carapace, again, it does not come out very well on the camera, but you can sort of see areas where I've highlighted those things, and I've also gone in and done the green. So 3 colours: Warg Flesh, I think, Lauren Forest, Nurgling Green, up to the top highlights on the top there. Did the elbow guard there as well. So that's the Siege Claw and the Storm Cannon, so you can sort of see the highlighting there. And then the Dreadnought itself, just went for the knee pads, didn't highlight anything else, didn't paint anything else in green. There we go. So what I'm going to do next, so this, I'm calling this kind of factory fresh. This is, you know, Leviathan Dreadnought out of the factory. Not a scratch, dent, ding, not a bit of mud on him. What I'm going to do next is try and paint him up in a kind of way that would reflect real life, I suppose. So he's factory fresh now. What I'm going to go in to do now is, with a paintbrush, put some weathering effects on there. Grime into all the, almost like a panel wash really. Panel wash or a pin wash in all the recesses. Kind of just shade it down a bit, but just in the recesses is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a mix of GW washes and a mix of AK Interactives grime effect and like track wash, and maybe not track wash, but that kind of thing. Track wash, oily grime, those sorts of washes, and I'll show you those when I've done this next stage. Then I'm kind of envisaging, once that's done, it'll be ready for chipping. Although what I will do first is put the decals on. on the miniature first so that I can chip the decals while I'm chipping the rest of the model, so it's kind of a consistent chipped look. So that's that for this bit. I'm going to go in and sort of pin line, panel wash, that kind of thing, and I'll show you what that looks like in a sec.